going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. All right, I've got a long one tonight. Well, it's actually only about an hour, but it's just one case, multiple parts, one case. Started, let's see, I don't have part one. I think I've got like part 4 or 5, and then we can watch how it ends. But this is a landlord tenant case in front of Judge Simpson, out of Michigan. I don't really have anything else to say about this except for this is kind of wild and interesting all at the same time. And Judge Simpson goes through his entire range of emotions during this case. So it's going to be fun to watch. All right, let's get into it. I'm talking in circles. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Okay. All right, I'll pass that matter. Gail Sanford versus Susie Norman.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jim Curdy on behalf of Landlord.
Your name?
Susie Norman.
All right. And where are we on this, folks?
I just spoke with Ms. Norman outside, and she has a job starting in Seattle November 4th. So she's agreed to return the property by November 1st.
Is that right?
Well, I had a job. I was supposed to already be out there,
Yeah.
but the case got adjourned from September 24th till today.
Right.
So yeah, they gave me until November 4th to get out there and be on the job. So, but I also have another case in court in regards to this matter as well. This case is separate. He told me out there, this is a different case, but I'm here to fight, Your Honor, period. Because I'm here to fight. And you knew that. You knew that from the very beginning I came in this court. And that is the truth. And I'm here to fight for what is right.
Okay. But what case is that one? Is that before a different judge or?
Your Honor, I picked up a complaint on Friday, case number 241C3728. It's a general civil case. Been filed in general civil court. I picked up the service on Friday. It's a complaint handwritten. I'm not.
Is that, give us that case number again. Okay. And is it signed to bar? Or not assigned as of yet?
Yes, it looks like it's assigned to bar. Nothing's happened.
Nothing's happened because you just picked up the complaint, so they've got to answer. Okay, that's before a different judge, before Judge Barr. So as far as this case is concerned, you're going to be moving by
the
first?
November 1st.
Okay.
That's the goal. But I mean, I have to be back in court for that because I want to see that through because it is attached to see my complaint that I filed. The case, because that is against Mr. Stanford, the civil case. So.
Okay. So I don't know what you're telling me. What are you telling me?
I was just saying that, yes, November 1st. He wants the property back, but they're attached, so I will.
What's attached?
So it stems from the reason that I filed in the civil case is because of this case. Because of this possession case.
Okay, but what's the base? Can I see a copy of the complaint?
Hopefully
It does claim, that he didn't have a certificate of occupancy, and so it's not really clear as to what.
Okay, so ma'am, what do you want to have happen in this case? I mean, you're gonna vacate.
in this case,
Yeah, you're gonna vacate the premises. You said November 1st, correct?
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Then it seems to me that one of the ways to do this would be to enter a judgment indicating that you got to November 1st to move, but not just make it a termination. I would reserve the issue regarding the escrow pending the outcome of that case. And then that way we'll just hold the escrow, figure it out, but it wouldn't be a redemption on this case. You just move out November 1st. That case would follow its normal course. We'll hold the escrow pending resolution of that case. Does that make any sense to anybody?
Makes
Is
sense.
that me? Okay, all right.
Your Honor, I don't even know if you can tell me this. Since it was, so the reason that I got here in the first place, on the possession was because I stopped paying rent.
Correct.
And I stopped paying rent for those reasons that I put in my complaint.
It's in the same court. She filed it in the same court. The problem is it's a general civil case, and this is a landlord tenant case, so they're being heard separately. That's the issue. But I believe it's the same court.
So did I do something incorrectly that it's not in front of you any longer? Since
Well,
you know,
that may have more to do with how the court sets cases, because if you had filed that as a counterclaim, then the whole thing would have stayed in front of me.
okay. And I was wondering, I didn't think I could do it because I've been in front of you with this possession case so many times. I thought that any other recourse was out of the question, like, because even when I came the first time, I was supposed to request a jury if I wanted it, and then I lost that because I
Correct.
didn't read the paperwork. So I was wondering if
Your Honor, there's no claim for money damages in our case. It's possession.
Pardon?
Our case is for possession.
Correct. And that's going to be resolved. And I think it might be that Ms. Norman may be asking why the case is headed someplace else and resolving that issue. Is your, I guess, what damages are you claiming on that other case, ma'am?
One, he did not have, his rental certificate expired.
No, I got that part.
And, all of the damages, I had the inspector from Pittsfield come in and inspect. So my damages are, I'm asking for all of my money back because he entered into a lease with me and he wasn't supposed to. And then the inspector came in and inspected the house, and there are like 12 different things that,
Okay, let me stop you for a second.
okay,
So typically for me, and I can't say that I would find that way in this case, I can just give you a framework of how I deal with cases involving certificates of compliance. For me, the general framework is any future rent would not be due and owing because there's not a COC. I then would go back and try to figure out whether or not rent would be due, but then it would be only a question of how much rent would be due, because at some point you occupied the premises.
correct.
The question is how much that's worth.
Mhm.
And that would be the amount that you would have to pay. I'm not saying that that's the way that if I had that case, that's the way I would find. I'm not saying anything along those lines, and I want to make that very clear. I'm just saying that that's my general framework for how I deal with this COC types of cases, absent some ordinance which says that I have to do something differently. Okay, that helps you at all. How Judge Barr would, I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. And it might be, just so that everybody's aware, because it involves this case, I would not think it would be, but it might be that case might get reassigned to me. I don't. I've got enough to do, but I mean, one more would kill me, or it might.
You were worrying,
But nobody cares.
when you rub your head, it was worrying me a little bit.
What?
When you were rubbing your head, reading my, it was worrying me a little bit.
Why is everybody picking up on something? I don't. I'm gonna stop doing it.
Oh.
Everybody's trying to read me.
I would never.
Yeah, you would. All right. So why don't we do this? Let me ask you folks this. Since
And Mr. Sandberg keeps coming to the house unannounced as well.
okay,
And I have a police report on that.
okay, so
It's a lot.
it is. All right. So whatever way is going to be easiest for you guys, okay? I mean, I don't mind people being mad at me and me making decisions. I don't. I don't know if you want to go and explain this case again to another judge. This is the 7th time you've been here on this case.
Right?
So if you want me to get that case, then I can talk to the judge and I can just take it. But if you don't, I'm not going to be offended. Believe me, I'm not. But
Well, that would be my preference, just because you know. Like you said, I'm here 7 times.
yeah, I've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And if-
know.
You know, and if Mr. McCurdy
Your Honor, with
wants,
respect to the court, I would like to keep it Judge Barr.
Pardon?
I would like to keep it Judge Barr if possible,
You wanted to go to Judge Barr?
possibly.
Oh, go for it. He'll be happy to hear it.
did we flip a coin?
No. No. If the parties were to agree, I'd take it. But if the parties aren't in agreement, I'm not going to be offended by it. It just goes.
Well,
to Judge Barr.
Yeah, we
So-
definitely aren't in agreement.
Okay. So. Can you guys draft up a judgment for November 1st?
Your Honor, I can draft up a judgment, consent judgment. I might have problems getting Ms. Norman to sign. So.
Why?
I don't know if she agrees to sign it, but I've sent her conditional dismissals before we've agreed on it. She said she's not signing until the judge agrees to it. So
I did say that one time in front of it, like in the courtroom. I didn't want to sign it without you knowing, because
I
you
know,
rule in this courtroom. This
I
is
know.
your thing. And I want you to know everything that goes on.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember
So
that.
that was the
I
one
don't know.
time.
Council, I don't understand that. We all just sat here. She said she's moving by November 1st. I said, prepare a judgment.
He doesn't believe I have a job either in Seattle. He questioned that just
Your Honor,
2 minutes
that's not-
ago.
That's not accurate.
That is
That's not
accurate, sir.
accurate.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. I'm not here to argue about that. I'm here to argue about the second.
100%. And I'm here to fight. And I said that. I was wronged in the first place, sir.
I asked for one.
Sorry. My apologies.
You guys want me to just set it for trial? I don't have a problem doing that.
Okay,
Okay, what?
I will go, if you want to set it for trial.
Your
I'm
Honor,
just saying I do, but
Okay.
I asked for a judgment. It seemed like we were all in agreement. I asked for a judgment. And
Well, the little remarks from Mr. McCurgy they're unnecessary in my world.
Your Honor, if the date of that file is after November 4th, it would be after the date she has to report to work.
I have one. Are you guys done?
Me?
I don't know. Yeah, you guys are talking, so I just decided to have another conversation.
Oh, no disrespect. I really don't want to.
It's okay. I'm used to being disrespected.
Oh,
So by him. I don't know why I said that. No, you're my boy. We're
Leave Mr. Allen alone. Leave him alone. That was kind of funny. I don't know why I said that. You're my boy. Mr. Allen.
Why are you shaking your head? Is that wrong? No. All right. You guys figure it out. Here's what I'm going to do. Non-jury trial, October 22nd, 2024, 9 a.m. I'll be here next Tuesday
Thank
and
you.
we'll just try it.
thank you. Again, my
I don't know what
apologies
we're
for
trying,
being-
but we'll just try it.
Okay. My apologies for being disrespectful.
You are not disrespectful.
I feel like I was a little bit. So
What?
I said, I feel like I was a little bit,
To me?
but that was not to you, 100% not to you.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not hurt by it. Whatever you did. I'm good. All right. Thanks, guys. Been real. That was a legal term.
All right. That was, again, I'm going to call that part 1, even though that was what did she say? Part 7? I don't have the previous one. I don't even remember her, to be honest, not until this happened. And this one was at the beginning of October. They came back a week later. I guess it was mid-October. All right. Next part. Let's go. Oh, before I do. Mayor, thank you so much for the 7 months, my friend. I appreciate it, Mayor, and it's good to see you. Okay. All right. This is where it gets fun.
Stanford versus Norman. Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Your Honor. Jim Kurji, PA 320 on behalf of the plaintiff, Gil Sanford.
Your name?
Susie Norman.
All right. And where are we on this case? Well, good.
So, Your Honor, I submitted a motion for summary disposition. And then there's no genuine issue back here on this non-payment.
Did you get a copy?
I did via email.
Are you going to respond to that?
I have, my response was a case that I had opened. It's supposed to go under Judge Barr. That was my response. And I came to the courthouse and wanted to file what I could. And the girls said there was a note on my case that said, Judge Barr, I guess Judge Barr, I don't know. Someone wrote a note that you were going to look at that today and use that as my
Okay, right.
counter,
Well,
since the cases were of the same people.
have you vacated the premises or no?
I have not. As you know, I have my job offer in Seattle, and I'm here because I'm still here in the city because I have to appear in person. So, and just trying to wrap this up.
So in regard to your motion for summary, why wouldn't I consider what she has filed in the other case as creating a genuine issue of material fact?
So, Your Honor. One moment. The crux of that case is that her property didn't have a certificate of occupancy. That was just brought to light recently as, I guess, a separate claim. Rent was ordered to be placed on escrow by the court. Rent has not been, only 1 month of 3 months rent has been placed on escrow with the court. In my motion.
Right, but if there's no certificate, if there's no COC, how does your client even charge rent?
So, Your Honor, my client has been in touch with the city of Pittsfield and has been arranging to get the COC.
The city of Ipsy?
Pittsfield Township.
Yep, okay, that's fine, but how does he charge rent if he doesn't have a COC?
So, Your Honor, this is not we're not claiming rent. We're not claiming money damages for rent. We're just claiming for the possession.
I don't know what that means.
This is not a claim for money damages. It's just a claim to return the property. At some point, some rent is due because Ms. Norman remains in possession of the property.
But there's no COC.
Your Honor, the COC expired in March of this year. According to my client, the city of Pittsfield has told him they are shorthanded on building inspectors. That's why he didn't receive a notice. He's been in touch with them to try and get the COC sorted out. The number of things pointed out on the violations of the other case are things such as a permit for electrical outlets, permit for a water heater. There's no complaints in that inspection report of items that are not working. It's items that are not up to code.
Is there anything under the Pittsfield ordinance that extends it?
Say again.
Is there anything under the Pittsfield ordinance that extends the COC?
Not that I'm aware of,
There isn't.
but I have no control over them administering their duties as far as issuing those.
Do you have the prior COC?
I don't, but I don't have it on me, Your Honor. But it was issued in 22.
With CVO.
Yeah.
What'd you eat, Tupac? What did you eat with ghost pepper? I love some spice. Let's grab these. I'm letting this play because this is kind of long and drawn out. I don't want to overpause it. So, but anyways, Cheshire Cat. Cheshire. I still don't really know the correct way to say it, but at least I'm not stumbling over my words. Thank you so much for the 5 months. I appreciate it. And Mayor, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That is awesome. And welcome to the 5 new members. All right, let's go.
My client might have it on.
Give me a minute here to get.
Never seen Mayor.
I can,
Did you call to get an inspection?
I called the building department in regards to this matter. And they.
No, prior to March.
No, I did not, because I was not aware that this was about to expire. Normally that process is,
It's a 2-year certificate.
they send out letters saying,
Right, I understand that, but it's a 2-year certificate. So the question is, if she's paid rent through June,
Last payment was on 5/24. And I have a balance on the property of to the best estimate, 19,845 in rent and $1,500 in water bills and other utilities.
19,000?
In rent due. Rent's 3,300. I have the last payment on 5/24 of 2,300, $2,230. $1,230. If you would like, Your Honor, I have a ledger based on the payments that were submitted in her other case.
Okay, but you have to get past the legal issue of how can if his certificate of compliance is expired, how does he charge rent?
Your Honor, so I believe that the rent being questioned would be the rent moving forward from the time in which that was brought to our attention. But that's correct, Your Honor.
From the time it's brought to your attention.
Yeah, from the time the issue's raised.
Pardon?
From the time the issue's raised, Your Honor. She signed the lease. She's made payments as if she were, as if there were a COC. Turns out there's no COC. We're not asking for.
From May through today. How do you charge rent if there's no COC?
I believe my client's in a position where he can't charge rent, or that rent would be disputed.
That what?
That rent would be disputed, and it's being disputed in the other case she's raised.
Right.
Right.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, buddy. I cannot wait to go back and finish watching that the video that was playing when I had to leave. But Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you to all the raiders. I do appreciate it. Let's see. How do I summarize this so far? It's obviously Judge Simpson. This is a landlord-tenant case where the landlord filed for eviction for non-payment of rent. However, the landlord didn't have a certificate of compliance. Therefore, landlord can't legally charge for rent because no one should be living in the apartment. And that's what the tenant's arguing. So the tenant's trying to get all of her money back for when the COC expired. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up where we're at now. So yeah, but Biggin, thank you so much, bud. I appreciate it.
You filed a landlord-tenant case seeking non-payment of rent. Right?
Seeking possession of the property for now.
Seeking non-payment of rent. Right?
Correct, John.
You can't, under what theory can your client charge rent if he has no certificate of compliance?
Your Honor, I don't have a theory right now as to a legal theory as to how we can do that. I have,
well, then how are you going to go forth on this case?
the other option, Your Honor, is to do.
We would all agree that in order to charge rent or to rent property in Pittsfield, you have to have a certificate of compliance, right? We're all in agreement on that. He has no certificate of compliance. So how does he charge rent?
So, Your Honor, I think the answer would be that he can't charge rent until he gets a certificate of compliance.
Yeah, she's been in front of him a few times for this case. I started off with playing a clip that happened about 2 weeks ago. This one just happened this past Tuesday, I think. Yeah, I think this was last Tuesday. So the clip before that was the week previous to that. So I did set it up a little bit, but this is the most recent one. This is actually the how it ends.
First, see,
Okay. So it expired in March. The rent you're claiming she owes is for a period after March through today. And from that period after March into today, he doesn't have a certificate of compliance.
Almost peeps. She wants to leave. She's already said she's going to leave. She doesn't want to stay, but she has an out of state job that she is waiting for this case to be resolved because they have to show up in person for all their hearings. So she can't start her job that's in Seattle until this court case ends up. But she's trying to get all of her rent back that she's paid since the COC expired. Tupac, thank you so much. Thank you. Very generous of you. 10 gifted memberships. Thank you. Welcome to the 10 new members. I do appreciate it, Tupac. That is awesome.
So how does one evict?
so Your Honor, we could go through with a 30-day notice, but my client has been undergoing efforts to obtain that COC. It's not as if he has just ignored the issue. He's made efforts to correct it, and he would like to correct it. The problem with correcting it right now is that Ms. Norman is in possession of the property, and he can't make repairs or has attempted to make repairs and been told
Has he attempted to make repairs?
that is
I have tried to make repairs. There's been 4 times when I have sent a financial go over there, make repairs, and she has refused me to enter to make those repairs. So I can't make the repairs.
When is the township going over?
What's that?
When is the township coming in to inspect?
Well, they are claiming that they're come back in November 2nd or something. But.
Then counsel, if that's the case, why am I hearing this now? You have no legal theory upon which you can proceed. The other case is now my case, so I'm just going to consider it as a counter to this case. So why am I hearing it today if your client has no COC?
Your Honor, I heard it first at the last hearing, so I may have a moment to confer with my client.
While they confer, DSN, thank you so much for the $4 super sticker. That is awesome, DSN. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
This is why Ann gets on.
Uh,
I never have like that.
Way. I'm sure that's what people.
We're allowing was stuff. Right.
Thank you, Your Honor. We can agree to dismiss this at this time and move forward with under a different process as my client attempts to obtain a COC. The court feels that that's the best thing to do at this time.
I'm just trying to figure out how you're going to proceed. I think part of Ms. Norman's claim is that she's owed money.
So, Ms. Norman has.
Yeah, no, this entire case is a mess. They're trying to evict her. She's not even supposed to be there legally. Oh man, it's a mess.
I've been in possession of the property the whole time under a lease agreement. Now, that lease agreement has an issue with the
Which he
COC.
cannot legally do because he doesn't have a COC.
So without more investigation into the COC and why that wasn't issued or what the issues are with the COC, I can't speak to the matter at this time. I've looked at the inspection report that was provided in the other case. And the items on the inspection report didn't appear to be items that would be interfering with the daily use of the premises.
Certificate of compliance. From my understanding, you get a certificate of compliance after an inspection. Essentially, the county will come in and check your whatever you're trying to lease, for safety issues and make sure everything's up to code, and then they'll give you a COC so then you can actually lease it. But he doesn't have one. So yeah.
You understand this isn't about habitability.
Correct, Your Honor. My client has, if you had some difficulty obtaining.
What's that?
You had some difficulty obtaining COC for.
It probably was.
Yeah.
Well, they made an inspection and made this report, and they have another inspection lined up for the November 2nd. But if she won't let me go in to make repairs, I told the building department, because we're in the middle of an eviction, that I want to delay that till she lets me in. Will you make an order to?
Your Honor, I think he's saying until he believed he would get possession back and then finish the permitting of the boiler and whatever was on the inspection report.
When are you gonna let him in?
The problem with me letting him in, the first time, he comes over unannounced, and I've asked him not to do that. I've asked him to contact.
Okay, Miss
me.
Norman, give me a date that you're gonna let him in.
He give you a date when he could come in and repair, or when? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. My bad.
Isn't that what I said?
Is that what you said?
Yes. That's what I said.
I don't have a problem with him coming in. I have a problem with him cornering me off, asking me when I'm getting out of there when this case is ongoing. He's done that twice. That's why I have a police report on my other case, because he just popped up unannounced, asking me when I'm gonna pay the rent, flashing the water bill. I talked to Cindy at the Pittsfield Township every time we have a court date, and he has me paying it. He's suing me for the water bill. I just let them know that I will, if whatever the ruling is, I will let them know if I have to pay it or if I have to pay him and he's gonna pay it. I don't have, so that's the only problem. He comes unannounced and he starts asking me when I'm paying the rent, when I'm putting stuff in escrow, when I'm doing this, when I'm doing that, and that makes me feel uncomfortable. So if he needs, and I know that the city has had, he said that they were backed up and couldn't come. I called them and they came for me to inspect it.
Okay. So I don't know why neither of you want to answer my question.
As I don't have a problem with him coming and doing his repairs, if that's what.
So what day can he come in?
Whatever. I mean, he can give me a day. He's all over like, we've done this before, and it's like, you have to ask him. I will make it.
Okay, so what day do you want to go do the repairs?
I cannot say that it's gonna be all in one day. There are several.
Okay, so what day do you want to start doing the repairs?
I will start later this week. I will come in
That,
Thursday or Friday. Either that,
Emily, if I said to you, give me a date for a case, would you just give me any date and just an approximation? No? Because that's not what I asked, right? Yeah. So.
all right,
Glad we got it straight, because I was trying to figure out if that's how it worked. Yes, you.
I will do the work next week. Between Monday and Friday, I will,
So what date are you gonna, geez, oh, Pete? Just,
Monday,
what is Monday, Emily?
The 28th.
28th.
but I will also, if I need to be in there other days. There's drywall repair that needs to be done, that cannot be done in one trip. I need to have inspectors lined up and scheduled to come in for their process. And I don't know what their schedule is and when I can get an inspection for them. It's not a one-day repair to get these things done.
Oh, no, I've seen the pictures. I realized it's gonna be more than a day. So you're gonna go in, start repairs on the 28th. Question mark, right?
Monday, the 28th. I will plan on going in and doing all the repairs I can that day. There will be other issues that still need to be addressed
You guys.
with the building department.
Okay.
Sorry.
When are you leaving? That was also a question.
I am leaving as soon as I don't have to come back to court anymore. I mean, can we do it in Zoom in Seattle? I just can't move from there to another spot and then to Seattle. The only reason I'm still here is because this case is still going. And the reason I'm here is
Okay.
seeing the picture.
I imagine that Judge Simpson asked them to come in person because they were arguing on Zoom. It's usually a punishment when he says show up in person. That's just my guess. I don't remember. I don't remember these two people before just a couple weeks ago in the first clip that I shared, so I have no idea. Mayor, while I'm paused. Mayor, thank you so much for the 5 gifted membership. That's 5 more. So that's 10. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships tonight, bud. I do appreciate it. And welcome to the 5 new members. All right, we still have like 20 minutes left of this, guys.
So
I mean, is this case going to be done after today? Is it going to be completed, finished?
at the rate you guys are going, really? Hey, so here's what I'm gonna suggest. Can you guys talk to each other civilly? Without me?
I
Don't think so.
certainly think I can.
Your Honor, this case resolves itself with possession.
What?
This case resolves itself with possession. Should Ms. Norman have be moving to or going to Seattle?
Except council. You're charging rent. You just told me it was 19,000 that you want from her.
Your Honor, what we want is possession. We haven't claimed, there's been no claim for money judgment.
So you're gonna waive rent?
No.
Okay.
Well, in this case, we're not asking for rent.
Wait,
We're-
Your Honor, my client agrees to waive rent.
Okay, well, would you agree to release the escrow to me so he can get possession? I can go and the case can be done today.
Wow.
As much as I like to be in this courtroom, this is my 8th.
Oh, I liked it until this morning.
What?
Look, here's what we're gonna do. You're waiving rent. You're waiving any claim for monetary damage.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
And when are you gonna leave?
10 days? Or less? Perfect. Mr. Kurd, said perfect. I'm not trying to stress you out, Judge.
You are not stressing me out.
Okay,
Trust
good,
me.
good.
Trust me, I got a lot more, I got a lot of
Okay.
other things that stress me out.
All
This is not one of them.
Oh. There's the bright spot.
Okay, so what are we doing? You waived your claim for rent. You're moving when?
10 days. Or less, and I can take the keys.
Jeez, so Pete, give me a date. Just give me a date that you're going to leave.
What is the date today, the 22nd? October 31st.
It was the 22nd, it's probably the
October
25th by now.
October 30th.
What? October 30th. Will that work?
Your Honor.
Do I need to get this repairs done next week? Or that's, can be done after she moves out?
Write up a conditional order of dismissal, waiving all claims for rent money. You can put both case numbers on it because if there's no claims for money, then that would resolve your other case, would it not? Amazing how I do this. Write up a conditional order of dismissal, look it over. She's going to leave on the 30th. And then come back and I'll sign it. All right, I'll pass the matter so you can write that up.
All right, thank you. Come back today.
Today. Oh, no, you guys are not leaving.
In escrow.
What about it?
I'd like to have that.
Okay, if they've waived all claims for money, what do you think happens to escrow?
I don't assume anything. In nursing, we don't assume it. I can't assume it in your courtroom, sir. As long as it's written on the conditional dismissal, then fine. Can't assume anything. I don't know the law language. I don't know it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
aware.
I know. You can
I'm aware.
the 8 times I've been here.
What?
I said, I know you probably gathered that the 8 times I've been here.
It's only been 8. Seems like 50. All right, go out, write that up. Escrow goes back to defendant, plaintiff on the other case, and then we can be done with this.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Hey, do me a favor. Keep an eye on them because that's going to blow up. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to blow up.
All right. Coming back. We still have a little bit to go. I don't want to spoil it. Not gonna spoil it. What do we got? I think Sparkle Poots. Yeah, Sparkle Poots. Thank you so much, Sparkle Poots. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships and welcome to the 5 new members. Thank you, Sparkle Poots. Yeah. Simpson sent Mr. Allen outside after them. Just go watch him. Just go sit right next to him. Go eat your lunch next to him.
Stanford versus Norman, Norman versus Stanford. Mr. Allen, do we have a conditional order dismissal? right? Okay, this is fine, except that, how much is the water bill?
I know that it's at least 1,100. The last bill that came
It
out.
was 1,500. It was 1,500 when I walked in.
It's 1,100. It's 1,100. And because of the leaks in the house, I'm having that evaluated. But that's how much it is now because they bill every 3 months.
So when's the next billing?
Well, the billing is, I know, actually it's set up on quarterly, I believe it is. I'm not exactly sure.
You got the bill and came over and waved it in my face. You should know.
Was that really necessary? Was it necessary?
No,
Was it necessary?
no.
Then don't let it happen again. Okay, well,
This one was a due date of 10/2. It was $1,058.17. And it is every 2 months.
okay. You're agreeing to pay the water bill, whatever it is, to the 31st. You can call the water company and you can get it so that the 31st is a date they can tell you how much you owe. Okay?
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you.
So here's what I'm going to do. I will release the escrow to the defendant, but I really don't want you guys back. So I'm going to hold the escrow until I can get a final water bill. Then pay the water bill to the plaintiff. The balance will be returned to the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't understand.
Okay. Let's say the water bill comes up by the end of this month being 1,500. Okay, that's what I heard. All right. Let's say it's 1,500. They will get to me that final water bill. Right. And then what I would do is I would send them the 1,500 as though you're paying it, and then release the rest of the escrow to you.
Okay, we have to wait till the 30th. Yep. I have to
Till
get
you
the bill
move.
for the 31st.
Pardon?
I have to get the bill through the 31st or through now. And you just take the money out of that and pay that bill. That was due on 10/2. They're not gonna have a final meter read because they want to change the meter anyway. It's from 1998.
You need a reading as of the 31st. Whatever that reading is, the water company will go through, they'll figure out what's owed through the 31st of October. That amount will be deducted from the escrow and will go to the plaintiff, right, to Mr. Stanton. The remaining part of that escrow will then be paid to you. Anybody unclear as to that?
Makes sense to me.
I'm clear, but
But what?
I don't think they just, never mind.
You don't think they just what?
Never mind, they must read it at the building. We'll
We'll call.
Get a final reading as of the 31st. Otherwise, what's going to happen is I'm going to just wait till the next bill comes out in 2 months. I'll prorate it myself.
Pitch that water.
I'm just going to add to this that the escrow is to be released after presentation of final water bill. All right. So what I'm going to do, folks, is this. This resolves this case. And what I have here is that plaintiff is waiving any claim for rent. Defendant agrees to return possession to the plaintiff's owner before October 31st, 2024. Escrow is to be released to the defendant. The defendant, however, agrees to pay the water bill through October 31st, 2024. I've added language that escrow is to be released after presentation of final water bill to the court. Does everybody understand that?
Yes, but I could use that escrow for moving.
Yes.
I have 5 people to move.
Okay, so you don't want to agree to that? When is the water bill going to be paid then?
Pay it out of the escrow, that'll, of 1058. That'll take care of what's due now, that was due on the 2nd.
Then what do we do with the period from that 2nd through the 31st? You realize, ma'am, that water bill becomes a lien on the premises if it's not paid.
I do.
Okay, so it's somehow or another, it's going to need to be paid.
That last portion I will pay. That last portion from the 2nd to the 31st.
You guys figure out what you want to do, because the money's there. I've told them to get a bill. You don't want to do it that way. I can't sign this conditional order dismissal. I don't know why you two can't come to some type of rational understanding of how this is going to be done. If you guys want to sit in here all day and fight it out, fight it out. Court's in recess. Seated.
It's never that easy with these two. Never that easy. This is painful to watch. I don't know why I'm putting you guys through this pain. I already dealt with it once. I don't know why I'm sharing this pain. Tharina, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Welcome to the 5 new members. Thank you. It's raining memberships tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right. This is the last part. Let's see. This last part's only looks like 2.5 minutes long. I am going to let it play out. As it's playing, I'm going to go look for someone to raid. And yeah, tomorrow is, yeah, I watch most of them as they're happening live. The videos I share, I'm watching them as they're playing. So that way, when I'm airing them, I already know what to expect. Or when I'm sharing them, I know what to expect. So yeah, I've already seen this. It's painful. All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm letting it run. I'm gonna let this video play out. I'm gonna go look for someone to raid. Thank you guys for hanging out. Tomorrow is Members Monday. Tomorrow, I feel like I had a soft sit on the schedule tomorrow. What's tomorrow? The 28th? I have something. Oh no, it's not a soft sit. Tomorrow, do you guys remember the Judge Goggins case with the fake attorney? That case is tomorrow. The follow-up to that is tomorrow. So we're gonna see how that goes. Let's see what they have on schedule tomorrow. And then we've got 2 Eric Martin dates this week. So Eric Martin's gonna be in front of Slavin twice this week. I think that's it for everything I have for this week. Got a lot for November though. Okay. I'm going to let it play out. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm going to go look for someone to raid. And yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out. And until next time, bye.
You guys work out. Let's try it again for the third time. Stanford versus Norman.
Norman and I have, we've come to a clarification on the consent order. Plaintiff is going to waive any claim to rent. Defendant agrees to return possession on or before the 31st of October, 2024. Plaintiff and defendant agreed to split the $3,300 escrow in the following way. Plaintiff is to receive $1,500, the defendant is to receive $1,800.
Plaintiff gets 1,500.
Defendant shall receive $1,800.
Did you write that up? Norman, is this your understanding?
Yes, it is.
Do you have any questions regarding anything contained on this conditional order dismissal?
I don't have any questions regarding that. I do feel like I'll be back to see though. For
Why?
damages, but
For damages,
yeah. But
underlying which in,
I understand that and I signed it and there it is.
well, but that's gonna get rid of this case also. That's why I had you put both case numbers on. I was trying to resolve all these cases. So is that your understanding, ma'am?
Yes.
Just gonna add a provision on here that case ending in 3728 is dismissed as part of this.
I will not. I will not put you all through this case again. No way. It was painful enough to watch it twice. Not doing it a third time. All right. There is no one to. Well, we could rate Irish Demon, but I am not going to subject you guys to that again. I learned my lesson last time we rated him. So, yeah, Irish Demon is live right now. If you guys want to go listen to a bunch of drama going down, I feel like they're still on the same topic they have been for the last 3 months. So, I like Irish Demon, but I'm not going to subject you guys to him. A bunch of yelling at each other. All right. So there's no one to raid. You guys have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, bye.
Do you have any other questions regarding anything contained on this? All right, you do have 3 business days to think about this. If there's any legal reason, any misunderstanding, any non-assertion of rights in this matter, you'd have to file a motion with the court. That doesn't mean that I would grant the motion. However, you do have those 3 business days. You understand that, ma'am?
I do.
Case ending in 2445 is conditionally dismissed, and I've signed the order. You can pick up a copy up front. The other matter is dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.